Hello y'all, this is Red Flood, a mod for Hearts of Iron 4 that takes place in a world where no one was able to truly win World War I. We're going to play as Montenegro, a nation that has been able to expand a little bit after the chaos of the Great War. After the death of the king in 1921, the National People's Movement, which had been gaining support, was able to make their move, and their leader took over the country, who has chosen to use the mantle of Rome as a political tool. We start with the national spirit, strongman governance, and Yugoslavian refugees. The leader is Radu Gaida, but his name has been changed slightly, and our ruling party ideology is accelerationist. Radu Gaida historically was born to an Austro-Hungarian officer and a Montenegrin noblewoman. He served in quite a few armies, including the Montenegrin army, but he's perhaps most known, though, for his time in Czechoslovakia, where after fighting with the legions there, he would later help found the National Fascist Community. He was said to be the man behind the Gaida affair. A coup tried to put him in power at some point but failed. After the fall of Czechoslovakia, he had to deal with the Gestapo and the NKVD. Post-war, he was put on trial and would later die penniless. Our army consists of 8 divisions, there being 6 infantry and 2 motorized. We don't have a navy, but we do have an air force with a single fighter air wing. As for our army commanders, we have 4 generals and no field marshals. At the very least, we have enough commanders for the small starting army. Looking at the military technology we have, Montenegro has up-to-date weapons, motorized, basic tanks. We also have basic artillery, and as for our aircraft, we have interwar fighter airplanes. The long-term goal in the focus tree is to complete imperial ambition, but first we gotta do Omnium Rerum Principa Parva Sunt, and then after that we gotta go through all of this part of the focus tree and head on down and do Order in the Mountains to get rid of a national spirit. Then do another focus, Free from the Red Curse, to get rid of a second national spirit. In the focus tree, we're going to do New Rome, then go down to the left and do Total State Law. Above all, avoid Caesar's fate and destroy tribal leaders. After doing these focuses, Montenegro will have the national spirits, heirs of Rome, and Roman civilization. Next, we'll do Absolute Loyalty, Hard Punishments, and Order in the Mountains. The last one will remove the national spirit, Yugoslavian refugees. More focus tree stuff, let's do Bread and Circuses. After that, Roman roads, loyal trade unions, and populist economy. We're going to start justifying a war goal on Albania, who just so happens to be led by a liberal Enver Hoxha, who is wearing some glasses. We have limited manpower, but it won't stop us from trying to train mountain divisions. They're not too large, with only 3,000 men in them, and a combat width of 6. Getting rid of another national spirit in the focus tree will do Crush Independent Workers, Annihilate Communism, and Free from the Red Curse. The third one removes strongman governance, and once all these are finished, we'll be able to begin imperial ambition. The country's government has quite a few historical figures in it, so I'll go through and summarize them, starting with the head of government. We already know who he is because he's the country leader, but the foreign minister is Lazar Mijkovic, a politician and diplomat. The economy minister is Milutin Vucinic, a soldier and politician who was at one point the prime minister of the Kingdom of Montenegro in exile. The minister of interior is Sakula Drailovic, a politician who founded the Montenegrin Federalist Party and later was an Italian collaborator in World War II. He triggered a revolt by proclaiming an Axis-aligned puppet state in the form of the Kingdom of Montenegro. Lastly, the head of military intelligence is Kristo Popovic, who was a leader of the Christmas Uprising, who seek to preserve Montenegrin statehood coming into a Yugoslavian confederation. We're ready to declare war on Albania. They were going to get attacked eventually because we have a focus that comes after imperial ambition that gives us a war goal on Albania and cores on their land. Everything we got is thrown at them. I believe we outnumbered their army. We just got to get to their capital of Tirana to win the war. We're victorious. Other than that, we continue to build up our army by training a couple motorized divisions and a single infantry division. Once they are deployed, we'll have 19 divisions total. Free from the Red Curse is completed, so we'll do Imperial Ambition next, then liberate the Yugoslavians. Unsurprisingly, that one gives us a war goal on Yugoslavia. Conflict with Yugoslavia approaches, and we have no manpower, which is bad for a war. To deal with this issue, once the fighting starts, we'll change the conscription law from extensive conscription to service by requirement. The war has to be won fast, simply because we don't have enough soldiers for a war of attrition. With that said, we're trying to win by sending motorized divisions to enemy cities that have a lot of victory points. That's over, and we were able to beat them thanks to the power of fast-moving trucks with Yugoslavia under our control. That'll be one less challenge for us to face. The next target is Bulgaria. We'll attack them by completing the Strike the Bulgarian line focus, which upon completion gives us a war goal, and besides that we continue to expand the army, this time with 3 new infantry divisions. The war with Bulgaria has begun, and in the focus tree we'll do Imperial Cult, Absolute Autocrat, and National Solidarity. Sofia falls, a few of the Bulgarian troops are isolated, so some of the divisions are sent to handle that, while the rest of the army advances toward Varna, a city facing the Black Sea. The Bulgarian Republic is annexed. Their land will contribute greatly to the creation of Big Montenegro. Once Absolute Autocrat is done, a focus that I actually am doing after National Solidarity, we'll do the focus Unite the Flags, and upon completion the country will change its name, and we get an annex war goal on the Kingdom of Romania. National Solidarity unlocked a decision, which for the price of 15 political power and -1 daily political power gain for 35 days will get a civilian factory once all those days have gone by. Unite the Flags is done, and the new country name is the National Yugoslav State. Remember, so far this includes the territories of what was Montenegro, Yugoslavia, Albania, and Bulgaria. The offensive into Romania starts. Overall, the initial attack is very mixed, but we are having great success in some battles because green numbers good, red numbers bad. Bucharest, the capital of Romania, falls. The new capital is Constanta. Even though we haven't won yet, this captured city signifies the Romanians are on the back foot in this war. The next foreign policy oriented focus is the ominous sounding Cross the Rubicon, but before it can be done, Pax Romana has to be completed, which sits at the bottom of another branch of the tree. To get to Pax Romana, we'll do the focuses remove church influence, silence monarchist opposition, and Aryan soul. Then after that, Slavic blood. After that, Roman armor, and on the right, class unity. To get ourselves into another war, let's justify a war goal on Greece, who has a core state we want to retake. An all-out strike is launched on the Greek border. A breakthrough is likely, and it seems the first place that will happen is Epirus. A motorized division went forward and took Athens. We're just going to take the Peloponnese next instead of trying to go after their land in Anatolia, as we don't really have a navy for that. The Greeks are trying to stop us by cutting off the land route to Athens, but we're still going to be able to use the sea to land troops there, even though they'll be attacked by an enemy navy in the process of doing so. Resistance is no issue for us in occupied territory because we have a national spirit that gives us plus 0.30% daily compliance gain. That is amazing. We acquired a license from accelerationist avant-garde France to build Great War era submarines. They aren't the best, but it's better than nothing. Pax Romana is finished. We can do Cross the Rubicon now. After that, we'll do military examination and army reforms. Doing more army focuses, let's do retain old doctrines, equipment modernization, and when we get to it, modern Roman army, the last one I mentioned, will give us quicker division training time, faster planning speed, and more division organization. Continuing our invasions, we fight Turkey by using the land we got from Greece. The Turks are putting up a hard fight, and they have also landed a naval invasion in Thrace. While we fight Turkey, the next opponent after them may be Austria, who is currently guaranteed by the Kingdom of Italy. Some war starts in Asia. Fiume declares war on the Kingdom of Italy, and the Turks send another naval invasion, this one being in former Romania. Turkey is defeated, perhaps due to spreading out troops in naval invasions. Either way, they'll be annexed into the National Yugoslav State. The plan of going to war with Austria is ruined thanks to the USA, out of all the countries in the world, having decided to guarantee their independence. Unable to pursue that goal, we'll just use our army to invade the nearby Kingdom of Transylvania instead, and then aim to go after the Kingdom of Syria in the Middle East. We're done with the army focuses. I suppose we'll do some of the Air Force ones, then do some in the naval branch. France fights Germany. While they're busy, we will most likely make a move and attack Italy, which has become Fiume, or a German ally, the Hungarian Council Republic, who is right next to us. We chose to go after the Hungarians first, who will be unable to get any aid from any other Third International faction members. Hungary was beaten, but they called the German Social Republic into the war. This makes it so, by circumstance, we'll have to help the French. Using military access in France, we're able to send all of our divisions into West Germany in a grand assault. Thanks to our help, the French control all of Red Germany, but they still have to go fight Brazil, and we're not going to Brazil ourselves, so they are on their own for that ordeal. We have annexed Turkey and we have annexed Greece, but there is one that still eludes us, and that is Italy itself, the home of the original Roman Empire. Imperial Austria declared war on the Czechoslovak kingdom. I hope the latter wins, as they aren't guaranteed by any other countries. Impressively, the kingdom won, but their victory is going to be short-lived because we're going to justify a war goal on them, and hopefully no one will be intervening in the war to come after that. The accelerationist French have almost secured all Brazil. The only Brazilian provinces left are in Amazonas. The Third International is no more, and we're going to begin preparing for an invasion into the Italian National Republic. The war is hard fought, and we're going to use our World War I era license-built submarines to get naval supremacy so we can carry out naval invasions to land in Italian territory. We seized Rome and Naples, two very important cities, but now we're going to send some divisions to take North and South Italy. To get around enemy defenses, we're sending another naval invasion, this time to Sicily, with the goal of taking Palermo. We have triumphed, and somehow the French didn't get involved. Too bad for them, because we got Italy and the city of Rome. Let's use a decision to unite the Balkans. This will cause the country name to change to the National Balkan State. Let's direct our attention to Armenia, who we will go to war with. It's not going to be an easy one because they have very good national spirits and a puppet in the form of Central Caspia. We're not going to fight just by land, as we have set up some more naval invasions to take enemy ports, because that worked so well when we fought Italy. It started, and it already seems to be morphing into a stalemate, and they have the manpower for attritional warfare, but to be fair, we have a lot more, only 5 million. One of the landings were successful, and we're going to be behind enemy lines and try to grab some of their cities. The initial landing force was strengthened with more divisions. Their objectives are to sandwich the Armenians and halt any advances from Central Caspia. Across the world, it's not looking too good for Imperial Japan, who has got themselves into a conflict with the USA and their allies, as well as the British and their allies. This is such a brutal war, but on the bright side, it shouldn't be too long before the Armenians lose, as they have lost a lot of land and their puppet was capitulated. That's more land added to the country. Behold, the mighty Roman Balkan national state empire thing. The video is going to stop here. If you enjoyed the mod, make sure to check it out in the description below. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Have an awesome day. I'll see y'all later. Bye.